And now, live from the Channel 9 Broadcast Center in Secaucus, New Jersey, people are talking. Here are your hosts, Richard Bay and Renee Hambley.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, and it is a good morning.
Good morning.
Fox question of the day, because the eyes of the world and the attention of the news media and the attentions of our government have been directed on the nation of Panama recently. You may have seen yesterday our President Bush speaking out about the problems with the elections down there. Elections were held earlier this week. There were found to be great improprieties in the election process, and the elections were called null and void by the government of General Noriega, who is a dictator who is in power down there and in the past has worked with the United States, with the CIA, as a matter of fact, and George Bush was at one time the head of the CIA. Well, now they're at odds. And yesterday, George Bush took some action, albeit restrained action. He decided to send 2,000 more troops to the Panama Canal Zone and our bases there to show Noriega that we will not be bullied by his tactics. This is what our President Bush had to say yesterday to a national audience.
I will do what is necessary to protect the lives of American citizens, and we will not be intimidated by the bullying tactics, brutal though they may be, of the dictator Noriega.
Military dependence will be...
All right, now, President Bush has not ruled out further military action. When he was asked, he said, I'll keep that on the back burner.
Keep the option open.
But some congressmen, in fact, 2 congressmen who went to Panama to monitor the elections, have called for more military action. They'd like to see us either invade the country or have a show of force to get Noriega to step down. That's our question for today. Should we send our troops to Panama to kick out Noriega and guarantee free elections? Give us a ring at 1-800-962-TALK, 1-800-962-TALK, and tell us, should we send our troops to Panama to kick out Noriega and guarantee free elections? If you are in Panama and you can receive our signal, and I have been told that it has been jammed by the Panamanian government during the course of the last year, the government does control the media, the television, the newspapers, but if by some chance you have a satellite dish and you are receiving our signal in Panama, you can call us at 201-330-7440, and please do call collect. That's 201-330-7440, and give us your opinions as a Panamanian citizen and someone who has experienced all of this firsthand. What do you think? Should we invade and guarantee free elections?
It worries me anytime we do that, because it is a big risk. Now, I understand that the 2,000 troops are there more to ensure that the 51,000 Americans are safe. In fact, they've given instructions to the military to wear civilian clothes so they're not walking targets. Doesn't it scare you every time
What do you
we
think?
take
Do you think we shouldn't invade?
No,
wait a second.
I
We
think
invaded
we
the
need...
Dominican Republic in 1965 because they elected somebody we didn't like, who had what we thought to be communist leanings. We invaded Grenada at that particular point to overthrow the government and to protect American citizens. At least that's what we said. In the 50s, the CIA helped overthrow a Guatemalan government. So we have done things like this in the past.
Well, Central America and that area is it's a key for us. I mean, it's very important to us. I think we should have sent them. It's just such a big risk. It's a very scary thing, I think.
Okay, well, nothing that we've done with Noriega in the past seems to have worked.
No, in fact, isn't there what's the word I'm looking for? Charging him with drugs.
Running drugs.
Right, and they talked about maybe removing that to get him to step down.
That's right, making a deal with Noriega.
Right.
And we're going to ask you, remember, should we invade Panama? We do have interests there. We have American citizens living there. It's a very serious measure, but we'll be asking you about that later on in the show on our show. Should we invade Panama and kick out Noriega and guarantee free elections?
Well, I feel that, like the president says, he sent our troops in to protect our American people there. And as far as free election is, they don't have any free election with Noriega there, so they should see what they could do to get him out of the country. But not to really cause a war with our people, though. That I wouldn't
So we shouldn't invade the country?
Well, we should go in for our protection, but I don't feel we should start another war, in other words.
But you know something? It's like... It's a very tricky situation. That's like going swimming and saying you're not going to get your hair wet, you know? Once you're in the pool, anything can happen, right?
Well, that's it. Anything could happen. But really, we have a lot of Americans there, and they should have protection.
We understand that. Thank you very much. Step right up, please. Should we invade Panama?
No.
No?
I feel we shouldn't invade. I feel that the troops that are there should be there to pull our people out. Just take our people out of the country.
What if Noriega says, I want the canal back and I want it back now? And
well, if they start trouble with us, it's different. But for us to go in there and tell them how to run their country and lose men, have American men die in that country, I don't think it's worth it because none of those countries help us.
We have a phone call from Panama. At this moment, somebody has called us from Panama. Good morning. You're on People Are Talking. Can you get our signal down there in Panama?
Yes, Richard, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Good morning, Renee.
Good morning.
How come your signal's not blocked by the government?
Well, all our news stations have been scrambled, including Channel 8, that is from the Canal Zone.
Yeah.
Every time a news comes in from the States, it's immediately scrambled.
So how do you get Channel 9?
Well, I have an outside antenna. A parabolic antenna.
Okay, so with all modern technology, your little rabbit ears are picking us up down there. All right, what are your feelings? What should the United States do about the situation in Panama?
Well, let me tell you, Noriega has been making fun of you for a long, long time.
Not me personally. I'm going to sue him in court for $35,000.
Excuse me?
You mean America?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know how it's been.
Do you think he's been making fools out of the United States?
Absolutely. You know, everybody here said, your President Reagan said Noriega must go, and Reagan left, and Noriega is still here. We're desperate.
How do the people of Panama feel, though, about American troops coming in? Because we've heard some reports that say the people of Panama want us to come in and help.
Well, let me tell you something. If I was an American mother, which I am a Panamanian mother, I wouldn't want my son to go fight for somebody else's country. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But here in Panama, we have no weapons, no nothing. And Noriega is really kicking butt down here.
He's really good. Did you go to the polls and vote yourself during the election?
Absolutely, yes.
And you voted for the opposition candidate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you feel when you were going in there that it was a fair election?
I knew they were going to steal the elections. Noriega couldn't handle even stealing the elections. He couldn't handle defeat. So he had to cancel the elections.
Did you know that ahead of time before you even voted that he was going to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you approve of President Bush's actions yesterday, sending more troops to the zone to guarantee Americans' freedom?
Yes, sir. Contrary to my beliefs, I do approve.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for calling us. We hope you continue to receive our broadcast, but more importantly than that, we hope that one day you'll be able to vote walk into a polling place and place a vote that counts.
Oh, frightening.
I hope so.
I hope so too. All our best.
God bless you.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, should we go back to the soapbox?
Yeah.
Let's get one last one. What do you think? Should we invade? After hearing that, what are your feelings about this?
Richard, I just can't believe that people don't want to get involved. People say that it doesn't have anything to do with us. It's got a lot to do with us. It's all about people's rights. If we just say, okay, because we're here in a safe place, we're going to use our rights the way that we want to, and we're going to ignore the rest of the world, that's crazy.
Let me bring this up. You know, in Haiti, for years, they had one of the most vile dictatorships the world has ever seen. And when he died, his son took over. And after his son took over, they tried to hold free democratic elections in Haiti, and voters were machine-gunned and macheted when they tried to go and express their voices. There is a strong man in Haiti right now ruling that country who uses American arms that have been given to that country before to instill and enforce his dictatorship. We don't get upset over Haiti, which has one of the worst standards of living in the Western Hemisphere. And I got to say that my heart and my conscience really goes out to the people of Haiti, and yet we're not concerned about them. Why? Why are we so selective? When we talk about democracy, we seem to be very selective about it. Right?
It's crazy. There's no sense behind it because you can't just say that this doesn't affect me and close your eyes to it.
Okay,
these people have rights. They're being gunned down and beat up in the streets. We have our own people there. You know, Bush is sending the troops in. He should send the troops in. We have to keep our own people safe. But then you can't, where do you draw the line on who's our own people? Because they live here?
Well, I have a telephone call right now. Let's get to that. Good morning. Where are you calling us from?
Good morning, Fairfax, Virginia.
From West Virginia?
Fairfax.
What are your feelings? Should we invade Panama?
I say more power to Bush for sending the troops in and booting the hell out of there.
and boot him the hell out of there. All right, let's take one more, and then we'll have to go to break. Yes, sir, what?
I definitely feel that President Bush was right sending our troops in, because Panama can be a very strategic place for the communists to get missiles or whatever, and it's too close to Mexico to take a takeover or anything of that sort. So it was definitely correct in sending troops in there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good morning. What are your feelings? Good. Hello. Oh.
I'm sorry. No, I don't think we should go in and forcefully take Noriega out of Panama. I feel that the president was right in sending his troops in, but as a mother, like she said, of young boys, I wouldn't want one of my sons to have to go in and fight.
That would be very hard, wouldn't it?
It would,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
I have young boys, and I wouldn't want it.
Thank you very much.
I believe we have a call. Good morning, caller. Where are you calling us from? Good morning.
Good morning. I guess we don't have that telephone call, but when we come back, we'll get a very particular and unique point of view, someone who knows Panama very well and knows the relationships between the United States and Panama, the relationships they've had over the years. I'll be talking to the General Consulate to Panama, Alberto Garcia de Paredes, in just a moment when People Are Talking continues. Stay with us.